In our Google Classroom assignment, you saw our video on food webs. Remember, yesterday we were talking about food webs and how all these living things interact together and how the energy passes between different animals, plants and animals. Today we're going to take a look at the first little bit of lesson 3, so you should have your notes out. How do living things compete? Maybe you've tried to fit under an umbrella with another person to stay dry. You had to compete with the person for shelter. Living things often compete with one another. Usually they compete for food, water, and room to live. Let's look at this example here of these young trees. These young trees in this forest compete for sunlight and room to grow. So what resources do they compete for? Sunlight and room. Why might shorter trees start to die in the forest? They don't get enough sunlight. Next, we're going to define competition. Picture yourself in a dark, cool forest. The treetops form a high roof above you. Few small trees are growing. Why? They struggle to get enough energy from sunlight to grow. The small trees are in competition with one another. When two or more living things need the same resources, they are in competition. So competition is when two or more things need the same resources. Since the tall trees in this forest get most of the sunlight, small trees compete for the light that is left. Living things compete for many resources besides light. These resources include food, water, and living space. The winners in these competitions survive. The losers might not survive. They compete for food, water, and living space. That is where we'll stop for today. Make sure that you've looked at the other video on our Google Classroom site and then tuck your notes in your book. And I'll see you for science next week.